and welcome back to Barker-Stargazer's YouTube channel. I am an ice cream cone that has no ice cream head.
We've got a bit of a different video for you guys this week. What I'm going to do is go through a few of my projects that need a tweak, a redesign or a repurpose. This is all because we are moving and I need to reduce what I'll be taking from this house. The first thing we've got here are these ice cream cones. They do have their own separate video which I will link down in the descriptions, and the pattern for these is already available over on ravelry.com. I'll also put that link in the descriptions. This is what these guys originally looked like, and basically what I'm doing is I'm deconstructing them so when people buy them from my stall they can pick which cone they want and which topping they want. In a way it's just to try and get them to sell because they've been on the stall for a while now and nobody buys them, which I find very odd because they're a decent size and I think they're super cute. Right, so back to what I'm doing. So I obviously had to make covers for the cones to encase their stuffing. These were just basic spirals that I did on an increase of 8 just to make sure that the disc was extra flat. I went out 5 rounds I believe, and then they are just slip stitched into place. So if you have the ice cream pattern or you wish to get the ice cream pattern and you wish to do them deconstructed like this, just keep that in mind. That's all you're doing. You're doing 5 rows, increasing from 8 all the way up to, what are 5 eighths? 40 stitches, that's it. And then slip stitch them on. Now when it comes to the ice cream tops themselves, the only one that actually needs a bottom putting to it is the top for the melted ice cream. I honestly can't remember how many rounds I did for this one. I was just winging it fairly quickly and using scrap yarn because, as I said at the beginning of this video, I am in the process of moving and not everything is now to hand, which isn't exactly fun for someone who enjoys crafting. Now originally the idea was to fix Velcro on the inside of the cones and on the base of things like the flake and, as you can see here, the sauce, but the Velcro doesn't stick to the velvet yarn which I used to make the ice cream itself, but it does stick to the material that I made the ice cream cone out of, and the sauce and the flake. You'll see all of these pieces as well, and you saw them in the original image. So I had to change my plan slightly, and instead of putting the Velcro, as I said, on the inside of the cone so they'd be completely hidden, I had to go and put them on strategic places on the ice cream swirls themselves so that things like the sauce and the flake can be stuck on and they can stick to the cones. And here we go, this is how it would work. Here's the drippy ice cream and a flake, and there's some sprinkles in that ice cream, a lovely lemon top with some red sauce. Hey, which one would you pick? Right, what have we got next here? Oh, the creeper. Yeah, I did like it and my kids loved it, but it just couldn't stand. It needed more than the cardboard. Foam would have worked a lot better. So what I've done is I have taken the body off, removed the stuffing, I've salvaged all of that yarn, and I am going to stuff this and basically make it into a giant seat cushion. So nothing really exciting to report with this. I didn't require any new pieces. It was stuffed and I worked rows of double crochet, that's UK terms, single crochet if you're American terms, across the open base, making sure to attach to the sides as I went. I used the, I think it was a super chunky brand of greens. Just I can't see me using that on another project, so I decided to use that to close up the creeper, and it did take up most of that yarn. Okay, project 3. So when I was searching through things, I found this felt, believe it or not, it's meant to be a heart. This is from, right from the start of me crafting. I believe this was on some sort of garland. So the plan is I am going to reshape this heart, make it look more like a love heart by giving it a few little snips, and then I am going to puncture holes in the felt and crochet around. I think I'd like to crochet around it twice to give it a nice frilly edge, but I'll see how that goes. I used my long pins to make the holes in the felt because they're quite thick, and it did take me a bit to get the hang of making the holes wide enough for my hook to go through. I think I am using here a 3mm hook. Orange is right for that. And no complicated stitches, simply a standard double crochet UK terms, that's a single crochet if you are US, through the hole and then chain 1. I was actually quite happy with just this one, so I decided not to do a second round and just put a little tassel hanger on it. So I'm quite happy with this. So added a little chain stitch for the loop, and there you are. It's quite cute really, isn't it? Alright, I'm not going to pretend that everything went to plan. As you can see, all of this gold and silver yarn here, it's been frogged back from a rug I tried to make. I kept going back to it, but it just wasn't working. It was meant to be a long rectangular rug around this rope cord, and it was meant to have a yin yang in it. I think I frogged it back maybe 3 times, and when I came across it while packing, I just thought, nah, enough's enough. I just have to frog it back and come back to this idea another time. Okay, let's end on a positive. Do you remember this video? When I came to sell the final piece, I decided to remove this element here. I also moved some of these mushrooms around to the back. So that left me with this donut shape. So I thought, let's turn it into a donut. So I simply attached some white yarn using surface crochet to the inside of the donut circle. I expanded out by a couple of increases. There wasn't much to it, I pretty much winged it. And when the white was complete, I stitched in the edges. Then I ran some thick pink yarn through for swirls and added a keyring chain. And that's it for today's video, guys. Thanks for staying with me for this blog style episode. We are moving now in T-1 week. I'll see you guys next week. Bye, YouTube.